welcome here. My name is Sarah Therese and I've been gone from YouTube for a hot minute. Just a bit of a health crisis and mild break. We are finally back and I've been wanting to shoot this Q&A for quite a while now, but obviously just haven't had the opportunity to. I'm going to be puttering around my kitchen. I obviously have plant things and dough to shape into some bread and some other stuff, whatever I get to. But I hope that you enjoy. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. If you're new here, I'm a young mama of 5 kids and I really love homemaking, and that's what I get to share here on my channel. Let's get started. I'll get dough on my phone. Some of these questions are from Patreon, others from Instagram. Both are linked below. Can you do a video on rest? This is from Susie. How can we recharge in between bursts of activity? This is a great question, and I feel like proper rest isn't talked about enough. I think we hear self-care, and I'm kind of tired of that term. It's been getting thrown around, and it's been such a me thing, instead of looking at it as I can take this time to rest so I can continue to serve better. I would like to do a video on rest, but a couple thoughts. If you can free up your evenings, do it. I feel like evenings is when I get really exhausted. Evenings, and when evenings are overbooked is when I just feel like crawling into a hole and dying. I like having an evening to look forward to. It's not every single evening, but it's quite a bit. Goodbye, sunshine. It's just kind of nice to look forward to after a long, busy day. It's also great to teach your children how to rest and slow down because it'll give you the opportunity to do so. Okay, this bread has to rise. Thoughts on sugar consumption from Star. For me and my kids, so yeah, we use organic cane sugar. I don't want anything bleached. We make our own icing sugar and brown sugar from that. And then we use a lot of honey and a lot of maple syrup. I think the main thing is firstly, I don't fear sugar. I grew up fearing sugar more than maybe I do right now, and growing up, sugar was linked to acne. If you have too much sugar, that's why you have acne, so I kind of just had that mentality because I struggled with acne. I need to pull these dead leaves off my plant, so bear with me. Bring this in a bit and turn this down a bit. First thing, I know that your body needs sugar, but you don't want to give your body too much sugar. If we're having sugar in something, it really just is in bread or a fun baked good like cookies or cake, and that's something, to be honest, we have very often. I think also when you are fermenting your items, the sugar does not affect you in the same way. Fermentation does not just break down gluten, but it can also help with your blood and the amount of sugar that your blood is taking in. A lot of diabetic people, and a couple of them I know, just strictly eat sourdough and they still have sugar, but by having sourdough, the effects of sugar are very much lessened. Anyway, I'm not crazy about that, to be honest. Sugar, we have sugar. I just want to make sure it's real sugar. It's not too much. It's not something that I really look and watch over. Just something that I'm continually kind of aware of in the back of my head. Good sugar. I want to give my kids good sugar, not sucralose or anything made in a lab. Thank you to Birch for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Their 4th of July sale is live, and if you have not gone ahead and shopped for the best mattress of your life, aka the best sleep of your life, the link is in the description box down below. Birch intentionally creates and produces mattresses that are made of organic and natural materials that are sourced sustainably. We've been sleeping on our Birch mattress for like a handful of months now and really truly enjoy it. My husband is super sensitive to allergies and things even in his mattress when it comes to sleep. So having a Birch mattress, this is the Birch Luxe natural mattress, it has just really been a game changer for both of our sleeps. Firstly, they are fiberglass free and polyurethane foam free. Both of those things are not good for your health, and you definitely don't want to be spending like a third of your life sleeping on them. And instead of using such items, Birch uses wool, which I love. I'm a super hot, sweaty sleeper. Wool works as a thermal regulator, so it's going to help you stay more cool through these hot months that we're getting into. And unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool in a Birch mattress is hypoallergenic, which means it's not only mildew resistant, but allergen friendly. So yes, I ordered the Birch Luxe natural mattress. This is basically just like a premium upgrade to their Birch natural mattress. It's extremely comfortable. I fall asleep quickly. That's not even just me being like a mom and busy and being tired at the end of the day, but I find myself myself getting into bed and just immediately being comfortable. Birch makes getting your mattress and setting it up extremely convenient. You can buy it online. It gets shipped to your house in a box, and it's as simple as rolling it out, letting it puff up, and then going to bed. Birch offers free shipping within the United States, plus they have an easy at-home setup and removal for your mattress, making the mattress shopping experience the most convenient it's ever been. With your Birch mattress, not only do you get a 100-night sleep trial, but a 25-year warranty too. And they also got your head covered. For every Birch mattress ordered, you also get 2 Eco-Rest pillows. Now, I don't think I'm the only one deserving of a good night's sleep, but I think you do too. Upgrade your sleep with 25% off your mattress plus 2 free Eco-Rest pillows. That's birchliving.com/Sarah Therese. Check out the link in the description box. It's right here on the screen as well. And remember, this is just for a limited time for their 4th of July sale, so hop on this real quick. Okay, Amy on Instagram asked about birth control, preventing pregnancy. To be honest, I love these questions, but I also feel bad because I'm not gonna talk about it too much. I used to come from a channel that was very loud. I said what was going on in my life, kid updates, I was obsessed with that. And that just really comes from having a vlog channel based on your family. And then as time went on, I stopped that channel. I stopped showing my kids. I started doing all this stuff that I was like, okay, this is too personal, and I didn't like it. The internet has changed quite a bit. So I think it's good for all content creators to actually just say, no, I don't want to talk about that. And for them to totally be able to do that. So I would not say anything specific towards what we are doing because that's private, but I would say that we are not supportive of maybe the cultural norm. I think also in marriage there needs to be a lot of sacrifice, and that is lived even right out through intimacy. I cannot say the Lord's will be done and not have to actually hold tight to the Lord and have faith in him and actually say it as one who means it. So all this to say there may be another, you never know. There always may be another baby for any couple because the Lord is the one who's really in control of that. But yeah, when it comes to the culture's idea of birth control and preventing pregnancy, I'm not down. Have you and your husband ever considered moving to the States? No. There's a ton of reasons why, and I feel like the main one is this is where our family and our church is. We're here on the west coast of Canada. The next reason, we have free healthcare. Gosh darn it. I can't tell you how many times we have ended up in the hospital and I've praised God for free healthcare. I'm also able to have a baby and not have to pay for it. I've never had any outstanding debts or anything I had to pay in order to have a midwife and give birth or anything. I also just don't like food regulations in the States. It's a little bit wild and I don't really feel like raising my family in that. I know you can homestead and do different things, but we love it up here in Canada. Why do you hide your baby's faces from social media? So again, YouTube has just really changed. It's not the same as it used to be. Once upon a time, you would literally do weekly or monthly updates on your babies, on your kids. That was normal. You always shared their birthdays, always. And now we're pulling away from that and I love it. And I've seen things change, and I've just decided not to. I'm not doing it perfect, and I'm not doing it for the sake of any of you guys. I'm doing it for the sake of my kids. And I wish I made that decision earlier, but you live and learn. How to keep a calm spirit at home. 3 children, and I find our home is filled with chaos. Quiet times are amazing, but to be honest, the only way that you can instigate a quiet time for your kids is for you to have a quiet time as well, which it can be so hard for a mama to do that. It can be really difficult to actually be like, I'm going to sit down for half an hour. It's something you have to work through. We also find a lot of calm through music, through singing, and I've taught my kids independent play since they were babies. So everything that they do that kind of helps with this calm atmosphere is just I've started from the beginning and worked my way up. And a calm atmosphere is normal in our house, but not always. It's Mr. Sun, it's a beautiful day. It's cloudy, so it's gonna be a little wild. But even depending on how old your kids are, you can sit with them and say, this is changing. We are having a calm atmosphere because we can't do this anymore. And most kids will love it, and it takes time. And let it take time. If you have hard-boiled egg water, it's the best thing for your plants, but I don't. So I'm gonna use Kieran's French press to pour water over this. Lacey is wondering what denomination that we are. We are not any denomination. We do not fall under a denomination. We used to once upon a time, and then we very much disliked what that denomination was becoming. It was very against the word of God. So we literally just go by Bible church. That's what we are, because that's what we follow. Share the homeschool program you use. Yeah, girl, hold up. We use Memoria Press, Rod and Staff Math, It's our favorite. You can Google it, go onto the Memorial Press website. They make it easy. They have a chart for you to do, and every single day, this is what you do on a Monday, on a Tuesday. We don't follow everything, but we follow 90% of it. It's Christian, it's classical, it's slow, and just very, very beautiful. What helped you transition becoming a new mom alongside being a wife? I'm gonna put this love in the sink. You stay there. Actually, I might have to dust you. I had 3 priorities. I gave myself 3 priorities, hold on, and priorities that were very flexible. The first one was laundry. The reason for that was because if laundry piles up, everything sucks. So I wanted to be ahead of laundry, and I started from that day, 1 load of laundry every single day. And I have followed that strictly my entire marriage, which has been almost 7 years. Sometimes people are like, oh, that's crazy, how do you do that? I was able to do it with a family of just 2, and then 3, and now there's 7 of us, and I can still just get by doing 1 load of laundry a day. We don't have a huge laundry machine. It's just scheduling and knowing your darks and your lights and your colors and whatever. So laundry. The second was dinner. And if the only thing I could put on the table was a oven-baked pizza that I got at the store, or a box of Kraft dinner or whatever, that was a win. My next priority was actually just getting out of the house. If I was getting out of the house every single day, that was really good for me, my heart, my mental health, seeing people. I realized very early on that babies were portable, and if I was getting out and being with Ivy and seeing other mamas, I could come home feeling really refreshed and feel like I could make dinner and I could throw in a load of laundry. There's also times though you have to give yourself so much grace because you're so tired, and that's just stuff you have to live through. There's no magic way of how do I get through this period. It's just you gotta get through it, and that's fine. If you're just existing, that's okay, and it's just for now. But yeah, I had to get out, fresh air, mental health, maybe see people, dinner, and laundry. Have you ever thought about writing a book? I have talked to some publishers, which is very cool. We've talked about like mom books, we've talked about a coffee table book, we've talked about cookbooks, and the thing is, it just hasn't happened yet because I'm just way too busy. I feel like I've hardly even touched my website. Like there's so many things where I need to dive into them first before I start thinking about stuff like books. No, this part of the lemon peel. Lemon peel? Onion peel isn't looking too hot. I have to take off an extra layer of onion. You don't seem like a typical homesteader to me. Can you explain? That's from Instagram. Yes, I can. I'm not. I'm 100% not a homesteader. I actually don't have the ability to have a garden or pet, no chickens, nothing. That's definitely a dream. That'd be awesome to do. But where we are living right now, and I know this sounds kind of weird, we're not legally allowed to do. So if we wanted to homestead more, we would have to move. And just so you know, homes in Vancouver, British Columbia start at like 1.5 million. This is absolutely insane. So no, I'm not your typical homesteader because I'm not. But I do like showing content like this because I realize most people actually don't live on a farm. Most people do not have chickens, and they just need to know how they can make things at home and cook from scratch without having certain things on hand, such as chickens and gardens. Ooh, my eye. So no, I'm not your typical, what you kind of see here on YouTube. There's so many beautiful kind of farm type cottage house videos and creators, and they are just the coolest. Definitely not who I am. Ooh, my eyes are burning on fire. 2 jars. I'm just doing my quick red pickled onions. This can be linked down below along with my sourdough sandwich bread. I can't see. I can't see. You're supposed to hold a matchstick between your teeth or put your onion in the fridge, but I don't have time and I can't talk with a matchstick. All right, it's looking great. How did you begin homeschooling? Tips and tricks. I grew up homeschooled all my life, so starting felt very natural. Starting homeschooling with your littles though, is just reading. You just need to read to your kids, that's it. Don't throw your preschool in front of a workbook. Take them outside. Take them on walks, nature study, craft time, engage in conversation. If you're talking about actual grade school, you're gonna have to find a company, a curriculum you like, and then from there, you follow the curriculum and you add what you want and you take away what you don't like. How do you get back into a routine after having a newborn? I can't ease back into one. I'm 4 months postpartum. Just don't. Unless you really feel like you have to, just don't. I did not get back into a routine until very recently. And I had my son over a year and a half ago. There's such this push to get back into a routine. And if you feel like a routine would really serve you, I would encourage for you to look at a very gracious routine, because you don't know what your 4-month-old is gonna do to you that day, and you need to have a bit of a gracious routine. So I can't say I started a routine until recently, and that's just because at my stage of life and where my kids were at, I couldn't. But if you are wanting to start a routine as your child is still only just 4 months old and you're 4 months postpartum, look at things that are important to you. What would be beneficial for you to have in your routine? Does that look like healing your diastasis recti? Does that look like meal prep once a week? Find out what you want to have in some sort of a routine and go slow. Take your time. You just had a baby. Take your time. How did you deal? This is Stacy from Patreon. How'd you deal with not feeling 100% during pregnancy while taking care of a toddler? Oh man, there is no secret sauce. You just have to get through it. Fresh air was extremely helpful for me. I loved, is this too dark? Hold on, loves. Don't want it to be too dark. I want you to be able to see me. Fresh air. Again, teaching my kids what it meant to sit down and to have a quiet time. That was great. I went to the library a lot because your kid is immersed in an environment where they have to be quiet. Your toddler can learn and pick that up, and I found that to be actually really helpful. But honestly, be tired. Let yourself be tired. Give yourself grace. Take advantage of that child's nap time, whether you nap or you just have stuff to get done or you just need to veg. There's no secret ingredient or sauce. You just gotta get through it, and you can do it. I did it 5 times. You can do it. As for places I recommend for you visiting while you're here on the West Coast, stay on the coast. The ocean is awesome. Anything through Stanley Park, Vancouver is super hike. And then if you want to do any sort of hiking, head over to Chilliwack. They also have really good food trucks just kind of planted here and there on the trails. Some people have been asking me for a wife talk. This kind of feels like a bit of a wife talk, but maybe I can get into that. What do you do for your kids' birthdays? Behind the scenes, cake baking, gift ideas. You guys are gonna hate me. You are going to hate me. I am the most basic mama for birthdays, and I have no problem with that. For my kids' birthdays, as far as decorations go, we do balloons, sometimes streamers, but super basic. I think we're obsessed with these themed birthdays, and so many mamas love doing it, and I think that's cool. And I just can't. And my kids also don't expect it. They've never asked for a themed birthday. Sometimes they'll get specific character balloons, but for my kids' birthdays, to be honest, we live outside of the house. We are out on their birthdays, so we're not even really here to enjoy anything I may have put up. And wanna know something even crazier? I don't bake them a cake for their birthday. And I know that's super weird, but for birthdays, because it's so rare we eat out or get anything out, my kids for their birthdays will want to go to our local donut shop or pick up a cake, or there's a local cupcake store that's really good. But that's kind of how we do it. I am not a fancy birthday mama, and I'm not here to create anything other than cool memories with each other. My kids will have friends over, we might do a cool activity, but nothing crazy. I am super basic. That's gonna be nice to listen to this entire time. How do you decompress when you get overwhelmed? Kids in general, how do you remember God during times of hardship? Oh man, I think we've forgotten the power of singing hymns. There's so many times where I am just singing hymns and remembering the goodness of God, and doing that for the kids too. Cheers, man. It's a great way for me and my kids to decompress. Hymns are awesome. I can't stress that enough. No offense. I am tired of these praise and worship songs that are constantly happening in the church. And it's like, what are we gonna sing when we're all at someone's hospital bed and we're watching them pass away into the arms of Jesus? Are we literally all gonna get together and sing these crazy praise songs? I hope not. I hope we gather in Him. And so yeah, that's a great way to decompress. Singing, let yourself sit. If your kids are like, what are you doing, Mom? Tell them why you need to sit. Kids are sympathetic. And if you're experiencing non-sympathetic kids, it's just because they don't know how to be. They don't understand. Maybe they don't feel like they're being sympathized with enough, so they can't give that out. But I decompress a lot by sitting and not scrolling, not doing anything, just sitting and verbally telling the kids, I'm overstimulated, I'm overwhelmed, I need a minute. And because I'm trying to raise sympathetic kids, we're getting to that point where they go, got it. I got you. As for just like hardships in general, I'm always reminded that before the harvest, the grain must wither. You cannot have a full harvest unless that grain goes through crazy stuff and has to pretty much die to itself. And the same is true with us. We are unable to grow until something really can threaten a part of ourselves, and that's when we find our reliance in the Lord. It can be super brutal and tough, and no, it's not comfortable, but I am reminded of that when I'm facing hardship. It is not for my undoing, but for my doing. I'm just gonna quickly dust my plant. Alright. Last one from Instagram, how do you keep home? That is an open question. There's things that I definitely focus on. I want a clean, tidy home. How do I do that? We live minimally. We don't have a ton of stuff. There isn't things everywhere. The most everywhere things there are is definitely the kitchen, just because we are always in here and we're using it a lot. Simplify the home. It'll make it easier for your kids to clean, for you to live in. Don't do your house the way other people do their house. To be honest, this is not my dream kitchen. This white, sometimes it drives me crazy. I love colored cabinets and woods and exposed beams. Like, that's more my thing. But we will sell this one day, and someone probably in this area will love a white kitchen because that's just what our society is obsessed with. And introduce color. I can't tell you how amazing it is as a homeschool mama to have color throughout this house. On the walls, in artwork, through plants. Just feels cozy and inviting. Open to learning. I don't want my kids learning in a doctor's office. I want them learning in a place that's very creative and fun and something they feel as if they could explore easily. And lots of grace for everything else in between. Thank you for being here and watching today's Q&A. If you have any more questions, leave it down below and I'll see if I can get to them. Be sure to subscribe. My next video is going to be a week of poor man meals, affordable, budget-friendly meals that you can make for your family. Anyway, I gotta go put this away. I love you guys. I'll see you later.